you everybody for joining the Microsoft 365 Copilot Newsroom for October, where we cover what is new with Copilot every month. My name is Kelly McLeod. I am an adoption change management consultant with Valorem Reply located in Chicago, and I'll toss it over to my colleagues to introduce themselves. Sharon?
Hi everyone, my name is Sharon Abraham and I am an M365 consultant with Reply from the Chicago office. Excited today to bring you some end user updates from Microsoft. Pass it over to Will.
Yep. Thanks, Sharon. Hi, everyone. I'm Will Lee. I'm also a technical consultant based out of Chicago and excited to talk to you guys about the latest round of Copilot updates ahead of Ignite. And I'll pass it over to Alex.
Thanks, Will. I'm Alex Zakorin, Senior M365 Consultant, also based in Chicago, and I'm excited to be through another month of update for Copilot. So let's get rolling.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. We have quite a lot to get through today, so I will not delay. Sharon and I will be diving into a lot of extensive end user capabilities that are rolling out. We'll pass it over to Will to go through some admin capabilities. Alex will take us through agents as well as the Copilot roadmap, and then we'll come back for Q&A and upcoming events with me. If you have any questions or comments throughout the session, please feel free to put those in the chat or the Q&A functionality. Love to see the interactivity and collaboration there. I'll try to answer some questions while my colleagues are presenting. But yeah, feel free to ask away. Love to see those questions coming through. I'd love to talk to you a little bit about Reply if you are new to our Copilot newsrooms. As I mentioned every month, in the last 3 decades, Reply really has grown into a global decentralized network of highly specialized companies. We have over 16,000 experts worldwide that help organizations stay ahead of, the constantly changing curve of technological updates. We are not a monolith, but rather a coordinated network of technology and system integration companies that work quite closely to bring comprehensive solutions to you, our customers. Our goal really is to be agile and innovative, to stay close to our customers, keeping their business goals at the forefront of everything that we do, and also help them build the best-in-class technology solutions that sustain them long-term. But specifically at Valorem Reply, we really specialize in Microsoft solutions. So whether you are looking for a new social tool to connect people within your organization, or you're thinking about rolling out Copilot as a new AI tool, or even if you're looking for a more custom solution to help you, we bring truly the best of technical security and adoption guidance to aid you in that process. And if there's a more niche need that you find your organization needs, there's probably a Reply for that. So please feel free to reach out to us regarding any technical solutions that you are wondering about. The combination of our modern work strategy focuses on user experience and design, finding the right build, migration for implementation, and pursuing the most effective adoption change management strategies really allows the solutions that we enact to be much more robust and comprehensive for your needs. We recognize that all roles in an organization have a part to play that help make the change we aim to implement more effective and tangible. But here at Valorem Modern Work and Valorem Reply, we have quite a few specialties, and we encourage you to reach out to us if you have any questions at all regarding these tools. Whether you need to upgrade your business apps, migrate your platforms, increase automation and AI use, or need guidance on strategy and governance, our experts will really meet you where you are. If you need more information about any of these, let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you about our experience, how we can bring that to you and your organization. Now, jumping back, 2025 has been an incredible year for Copilot implementations as well as Viva tool rollouts, and we're truly excited for what's coming next on the horizon. But speaking of things that always keep us on our toes, I will be diving into a little bit about some end user updates that have populated recently. One of the newest additions is the ability to view the new Copilot chat roadmap. So every month you'll be able to access the Copilot updates with a transparent look at how Microsoft is evolving Copilot chat. It seems that Microsoft is really listening to your feedback and learning from your everyday use of the tool. So what this will do is let you know which sections are getting updates soon. So including sections on personalization, file handling, grounding images, integrations, chat updates for better, easier, and dependable use for Copilot so that everybody knows the changes that are coming. Another update that you might have seen populate in your apps is the ability to access Copilot Chat. So you can now access Copilot Chat in Word, Excel, Outlook, OneNote, across all of your M365 apps. This really helps you talk to Copilot in both the work and the web toggle. It is embedded in your apps, so you can access it right from where you're already working. It really dives into the ability to call attention to your apps and kind of connect that experience for you. Next up for our end user updates, Copilot's abilities in terms of tokens has expanded. So Copilot can now process extremely long documents, even hundreds of pages, with improved comprehension of 1 million tokens. So this will help with more reliable responses, provide greater accuracy, and allow you to feed Copilot larger documents and reason over them. So with that long context model, Copilot's abilities for the data that you can feed it is expanding, and we always love to see that. Another capability is you are now able to generate PowerPoints grounded on a Copilot page. So creating a Copilot page based on a conversation that you're having with Copilot, asking it, how can I really create and make this presentation most effective for the topic that I am presenting on? You can collaborate on this content, conversate with Copilot, refine that content together with the tool, and then have Copilot automatically generate it for you based on that conversation. So you don't necessarily need another Word document or any other outline to create that PowerPoint. You can simply have that conversation with Copilot, generate a page, and then create your PowerPoint. So really exciting stuff. All right, and then I will go ahead and pass it over to Sharon to take us through the rest of our updates.
Thank you, Kellen. So moving on into the rest of our end user updates, Copilot Chat now has expanded capabilities to help ground responses in even more data. When we're thinking about email data, there's a lot of information flowing in and out of your inboxes. Now with the use of Copilot Chat, you will be able to use it to actually read attachments, the context of your emails, whether that is sent directly or even via a link within your inbox. There's a number of different file formats that Copilot Chat can work with, and it's able to take that context and reason over it and ground its responses and provide it to you in the appropriate manner. When we also think about delegate mailboxes, users can now use Copilot Chat to actually work within that delegate mailbox and use it to reason over data and ask questions. This allows for members who are using that delegated mailbox to actually provide information more efficiently for those or for the individuals that they represent. And lastly, when you're thinking about shared mailboxes, Copilot Chat allows you to use it and reason with it to enhance your collaboration and the ways that you're working across your team. When we think of all the meetings that come in on a daily basis, users can now make their lives easier by using Copilot Chat to actually search for meeting RSVPs. So you can use natural language to ask Copilot Chat, did I actually accept a meeting? Do I need to go on RSVP? Or you can also see if your colleagues have RSVP to the meetings as well. This just allows you to get a gauge for where you are with your meetings, whether meetings need to be rescheduled, and just allows for a more streamlined approach without having to context switch between your apps or move into a different window or a panel. When you think about AI views, this is a really neat functionality. I'm really excited personally with this functionality. It allows you to really surface some of those key insights across either emails, documents, chats, or even other content, and allows it to surface directly within the search results pane. The way that this works is it allows the end user to actually generate content or generate information in a summary format that shows up within the search results, allowing you to get a context, a summary of information without actually having to open files or get into the actual wider context range. You can also hover over into details to explore a more in-depth approach within the Copilot chat functionality itself, allowing you to get information at your fingertips within a couple of seconds without actually having to scan and go through different documents or different resources to find them. For those of you who are interested in always, staying up to date and working on fun ways to actually present your information, the new functionality with Create allows individuals to actually quickly generate videos, whether that's from your PowerPoint, your Word documents, or even your PDFs. It allows you to have a way to actually streamline your communication and make it a little bit more interesting by converting some of those formats or files into different videos. Within this functionality, there's also enhanced editing features such as transcript editing or HD voice, allowing you to implement those functionalities and also create a step-by-step or scene-by-scene based storytelling. For the best results, Microsoft really recommends using a brand-aligned output, allowing you to use your brand kits that have your colors, your themes, your fonts for a more professional look and feel across your organization. Is a really neat functionality, allowing organizations to really continue to deliver consistent on-brand video communications at a larger scale. When you're thinking about all the meetings that come in on a daily basis, we are often run into a lot of different conflicts, but Copilot really helps eliminate some of those worries by allowing you as the end user to decide whether you'd like to leverage Copilot to make some of those changes or really act and take it one step further as your personal assistant and work on rearranging or rescheduling some of those conflict meetings. The way that that works is that you can set up or toggle a switch within your inbox that allows you to give Copilot the access to reschedule your one-on-one meetings or your personal events based off of your preferences. What this means is that you can set a date range. So during the work week, you can also set a time that Copilot can reschedule conflict meetings for, whether that's morning, mid-afternoon, or later on in the afternoon, or even setting a custom time. When this is toggled on, Copilot can go ahead, reschedule those one-on-ones, and it really allows you to set things up and have a more streamlined approach in your day-to-day. So allowing you to stay organized and work efficiently. And this is a question and a really functionality that released, answering a lot of questions that we often get. Can I actually update my Word segments without losing formatting? So the great answer here is that Microsoft release with updating allows you to update your documents in Copilot. With your Word documents, it allows you to leverage the capabilities that Copilot has to actually take pieces of another document that is pre-existing, plug it into your current document that you're working on, and it will maintain and retain the layout within the actual document. What this means for users is that you can update different sections of a working document, paste in different contexts from either emails or a message or a file. But still, when you paste it in, it allows you to keep that formatting, allows you to keep it and make sure that it stays intact, whether that's your subheadings, your bullet points, it will keep that layout and format, and then allow you to actually compare the result and the output before you commit and accept those changes. So for those of you who work in Word or work on creating those long documents and are trying to leverage different ways that you can cut, copy, and paste information without having to do the painstaking task of manually updating it every time, this is a really neat functionality. So this is available as of last month on the web, and it will be rolling out in these next few months on your Windows desktop and your Mac application or your Mac as well. This is another really neat functionality as well, the Fix All feature with Copilot in Word. What this does is currently in the state that we have with Word, you're able to go in and click on that word that you might have misspelled or have grammatical errors and edit it. But with the Fix All feature that Copilot has in Word, you're able to either highlight a section and you can use Copilot to fix all of the errors within that section, or you can actually use Copilot to fix all of the errors within the actual Word document, giving you, the end user, the flexibility to choose the content that you wish to clean up, allowing you to save time and just improve your writing quality within a matter of seconds. And again, when we think about staying productive and making sure that we're staying within the workflow of our everyday work, when we're looking at the thread summary feature that Copilot now has within Teams, this allows Copilot to really create an AI-generated thread result that summarizes all of the information that's going on in Teams within a thread of conversation. And Copilot will generate a summary report with bulletized items, and also with headings, with subheadings to tell you and let you catch up on what is going on in a thread without actually having to read through 50 or more messages. So the structured format makes sure that you get the information that you are looking for while also staying updated really with ease. Almost getting to the end of our end user updates. This is really a neat functionality that will be rolling out this month. So there will be the moving of sales, service, and finance, which are Microsoft's role-based AI solutions. And they'll be moving to Microsoft 365 for sales, service, and finance, allowing these teams to really work smarter with Copilot, integrating into their everyday services. So whether you're in the sales team, service, or finance team, you can use these Microsoft-specific AI solutions that help you integrate with your CRM tools, which are Dynamics or your Dynamics 365 or Salesforce, or also work with integrating into your ERP data if you're in a finance team, allowing you to actually bring this content and allowing Copilot to work within your everyday systems and integrate with your workflows. So this will be taking place, launching via the Microsoft 365 Copilot Agent Store, and you can keep an eye out for it as you look at how you can continue to leverage Copilot to really work with your everyday needs. And last but certainly not least, for those of you who have started to see it, you can start to see now that Microsoft has released new app icons that are really designed for the new AI era. What this means is that you have that modern and connected design element, a really simple, neat, intuitive, brighter look and feel and branding that Microsoft has released with these new app icons. If you haven't started to see it already roll out, you will start to see it in the upcoming weeks. Just one cool thing to keep an eye out for as you see how Microsoft is continuing to really expand on the way that it works with all of its teams to make sure that it has a unified and cohesive look and feel. So that's all for this month's end user updates. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Will to talk through admin and management capabilities.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Sharon. So yeah, as you mentioned, I'll be taking you guys through the new admin and management capabilities regarding Copilot. So first up, expanding model choice in M365 Copilot. Currently, I think we are restricted to only GPT-4 and I think GPT-5 as the AI model when we use Copilot, but now Microsoft has released the ability to change that. So we can now, Copilot now supports Anthropic's Cloud Sonnet 4 and Opus 4.1 alongside OpenAI models. Again, GPT-4 and GPT-5, giving users a little bit more flexibility in terms of the AI model. It's a bit of a black box since we don't really have any control over that, but now Microsoft is giving us the ability to expand our model choice for the AI model, which is really, I think it's moving in the right direction to allow users to be able to control that. Agent usage report. So this is a public preview currently rolling out in November, but it gives IT admins the ability to get a bit of a deeper look into Copilot agent adoption and usage patterns. You can filter by publisher type, whether it was created by Microsoft, partner created, whether it was created in a third-party platform and brought in, or if it was created by a user within the tenant. You can get line level details on between interactions, users, agents. Again, getting a little bit of a deeper analysis here to make better and informed decisions um, on Copilot agents and AI usage in general. Policy setting for sensitive content in Copilot chat. This is again something that's only currently available for Copilot chat, but regarding potentially unethical responses or something that Microsoft deems as potentially unsafe and is filtered out. They are now introducing a new option for authorized roles to be able to bypass that filter warning. Again, there are some nuances and some restrictions on top of that, but before it was previously only where, oh, this is potentially unethical or harmful. We're going to filter it out entirely. But we, as admins, now have the ability to turn this on so that authorized roles, again, very specific roles, have the ability to proceed past those filtered warnings. And again, this might be helpful for legal or investigative processes that involve, again, following up on some of these suspicious or unethical activities. Ownerless agents management. You might think of the scenario where, someone within your tenant creates an agent and then leaves the organization. That agent would become orphaned. And when within a tenant, and we're talking about AI usage, we need to make sure that all agents are being compliant, that they're being managed and they're not orphaned, especially because just the risk of data leakage is just tenfold with any AI usage. So this new control within Microsoft, it was rolled out in August, but within the admin center, you now have the ability to, under the Copilots tab, go to the agents page. And within here, you can look at all different agents, again, that were built in Microsoft Studio, that were built by one of the users or built in a third-party platform and brought in. You can identify from this list of total agents any agents that are ownerless. You can reassign or remove them. You can also just get an overall view, right, of all of the agents here when they are, whether or not they are available or in use, or if currently they are down, when they were created. And again, being able to prevent compliance risks is a big plus from this agents page in the admin center. So Microsoft Purview, DSPM, or Data Security Posture Management. You might have heard me talk about this last month if you were in attendance, but this is sort of where Microsoft is positioning the UI or the AI hub within Microsoft Purview. This is where they're putting a lot of different tools in the way of reporting, analytics, policies, and again, dashboards to be able to get a holistic view of AI activity across your Microsoft ecosystem. So again, agent activity, sensitive data access, being proactive about risk management and policy enforcement. These are all things and activities that you would be able to do in DSPM within Purview. Copilot connectors for people data. This is a pretty big one. This rolled out last month. It's September. But now you can unify your people data across what's in your Entra ID or your Office 365 people data, along with third-party sources. If you maybe have your people data in Workday or maybe of some other third-party systems. I think I've seen like Aloha Index. There's a lot of different HR platforms out there, and especially if you're in a global organization, your tenant as a whole might just have lots of different people data, and there might be some gaps there due to some syncs not being frequent enough, or right there's deltas of data that you need to consider. This really enables any solution that lives within Microsoft to be able to leverage people data that's more consistent because of this connector. So again, having unified profiles so that there's just a sort of single source of truth, and you can rest assured that any solution that leverages this people data is going to stay up to date. You have enhanced Copilot context. cross-app consistency. So again, these connectors really open the door to a lot more AI or agentic solutions involving people data that, again, you don't have to think about extra behind the scenes, data syncs for, which I know has been an issue for a lot of customers that I work with. And this one's pretty unique, but employees can now use their personal M365 subscription to access Copilot features at work. So if you are an employee that does not have a Copilot license to do your work, but you have your own premium Copilot subscription, that you are now able to bring that personal subscription into your workspace and safely use Copilot and interact with it through your personal subscription and have it, interact with your work content, your work data, your work documents, without having to worry about any potential data leakage because Microsoft has created and allowed for that integration. So again, a pretty unique and interesting feature. But if that is a scenario that you're in, you are now able to, again, leverage your own personal subscription to be able to be more efficient at work. Okay, and with that, I will pass it over to Alex to talk about agents.
Thank you, Will. So let's talk about agents. Agent sections is getting longer and longer in our presentation for monthly Copilot updates and news. And I use this analogy, maybe it doesn't sound very interesting, but in my mind, Copilot is a Batman, and agents, it's a team of Robins, and each agent equipped with powers to do different things to help Batman. So if you like this analogy, please use it. If you don't like, don't blame me. Let's start with researcher agent. We've been with this agent familiar. We introduced it a couple months ago. This agent is getting better and stronger by giving end users more options how to interact with agents. One of the things that now you can do, you can actually easily get from a researcher with all the information that has been pulled by the agent into Microsoft Word, which is keeps end users in the flow of work. So instead of copying, then opening Word, pasting, you kind of jump in Microsoft Word with the results from research agent right away, and it definitely helps usability of this agent and streamline user experience. Skills agent, this is the interesting one. If any of you familiar with Skills in Viva, the product that has been introduced last year, this is kind of the extension of that idea. So now we have the skills agent that helps organization understand and manage workforce skills. So we've done through multiple iteration of skill finder, skill explorers that we used to see in Teams. And those applications, they were tuned into whatever employee or user puts in their skills profile in M365. This agent is definitely much smarter because it combines skills that pulled by AI from information and stored in user profile, but also it's kind of gets information from the content that users generates or the project that user member of. So skills engine helps leaders to find information about skills within organization. You can also just search for yourself and see what skills you have. But also if you're trying to staff the project, so you can find people within your organization with specific skills, and actually leaders within organizations, they can find based on what they see through the skill agent eyes, they will be able to see are there any gaps within the organization, certain skill sets, and try to maybe set up additional training, encourage skill development for specific members of the team using this particular agent interaction. Now, knowledge agent in SharePoint, this is extremely cool agent. I was able to try it in our demo environment, and it's very powerful. First of all, it helps end users to get much smarter about their data that's stored in SharePoint. It can generate information in document library based on what content store in documents. So that basically you improving your tagging metadata for your documents based on the content that's stored in your documents. And this feature used to be part of SharePoint Premium, but now it's get integrated with your document library experience. And I see for content creators, for people who use SharePoint a lot for document storage, this agent will be huge help. But also for content creators who used to work on creating pages, creating content within SharePoint, that's another additional assistant that will help you to create that content within SharePoint environment. But for site owners and site administrators, it also will be able to help with administration of your site. You will be able to see what content is stale, what content needs to be refreshed, are there any pages that you need to retire based on agent recommendation. So that in my mind, huge step forward with helping end users to effectively use different SharePoint features. Facilitated in Microsoft Teams, it's already been rolled out. Probably some of you already saw that you can launch this particular agent within experience of Teams meetings. And this agent can pretty much make your meeting smarter. So you can set up agenda, you can have goals for the meeting, and that agent will be interacting with participants of the meeting during the meeting. So it's not your regular Copilot recap that you can get after the meeting. This is something that kind of tracks what's going on within the meeting in real time. And it's real-time collaboration that helps enhance user experience while they interact with different participants in the meeting. You can have, you can offer one-click document creation, and there are other features that will be coming online with this facilitator agent in the future. So the channel agent, this is another cool advancement of agent story for Microsoft. So now you can activate agent for Teams channel, and you pretty much get a digital coworker that's a member of the team, and based on certain things that happen in this particular channel, end user can interact with this agent and start asking questions based on data stored with the channel, different chat that has been done that user will be posting in the channel. So you can ask about, like, do I have any task? Is there anything that has been assigned to me? It also has meeting integration, and there are more and more things will come to this channel agent experience. So right now, in order to enable it, you need to go to your system administrator, and it's done through the team administration console, where Teams administrator will be able to enable this agent, and then you can add this agent to your team. There are also agent in Viva Engage communities. So Viva Engage remains a very focal enterprise social network for a lot of organization. And the agents in Viva Engage will help to enhance experience of people who use Viva Engage for collaboration, communication. So you will have ability to review past conversation and get the information from files that associated with the community and stored in SharePoint. Um, it's also help with adoption, and you will be able to pull data across Viva Engage and Teams within one conversational experience with this particular agent. SharePoint agent, as I mentioned, um, what it can do. It's just not file content, and I already kind of said that the experience for content creators and administrators will be pulled within SharePoint agent experience. So Microsoft introducing this new terminology, what it calls vibe working. People in the developer communities, they probably used to terminology of vibe coding. Microsoft kind of introduced the new term, vibe working. And vibe working, it means if you have Copilot license, you can start working in this agent mode scenarios with different products within Microsoft family. You can have this agent mode in Excel, Word, PowerPoint, Teams, and we'll see some of the examples what you can do with this particular agent mode. So if we're talking about Excel, this particular agent mode that you can activate while you in Copilot experience in Excel, and you will be able to ask Copilot to actually give you very detailed information about your data that's stored in your Excel spreadsheet. And then you can continue conversation with the agent, asking additional questions. And as you ask those questions, agent will bring more data insights about the information that's stored in a spreadsheet. It will be able to create different charts and will expand on better understanding what is happening with this particular data in Excel spreadsheet. Also, this particular Office agent will be powered by Anthropic models so that it will enhance ability of Copilot to provide answers in PowerPoint, Word, and Excel. Similar to Word, the agent mode will be able to help you with interaction with Word. So instead of just giving instruction about like, oh, this is what I want my Word document look like, you will be able to have continuous conversation with a Copilot or agent mode within Copilot, and continue crafting your documents based on additional feedback that you can provide in order to get the result for specific page on the document or specific paragraph. So that will also enhance capabilities of users to draft documents faster and with much more accurate content. And there is the agents in Microsoft 365 Copilot. So it's kind of this Office agent will be able to combine different capabilities that I just mentioned. And based on your instructions, it will generate like exact plan what it's trying to build. Like if you want to get to end goal, creating a document or PowerPoint presentation. So you will be able to converse with Copilot and specifically narrow down your specific tasks And at the end, after you see the plan that Copilot builds for you to prove what actually end result should be, you will be able to say, yes, everything that I so far seen and discussed with my with the Copilot looks good, and I can go ahead and generate the end product, which could be a Word document or PowerPoint presentation. So there are more and more things to come with this Office agent. I think it's going to be, we will see continued improvement of that, but it's a pretty cool feature because you will be able go from 0 to 100 and in a matter of seconds when you need to create a presentation or document. This is pretty much it as far as agent section. So let's just quick overview of our Copilot roadmap. As you can see, the stuff that has been launched for the past months is there are a lot of items, and there are still many items that continue rolling out. We trying to bring the most interesting items during our monthly reviews, but there are more obviously roadmap items exist. So we always encourage you to visit Microsoft resources to review roadmap items and make assumption what's more interesting to you and kind of be aware what's coming in. And there are a bunch of things that still in development. There are improvements to, as I mentioned, to knowledge agent. There are more administrative improvements coming in Purview, and also in the reporting. So for system administrators who manage M365 tenants, they'll have more and more tools to control agent sprawl, because it becomes rapidly concern for a lot of administrators. And one thing, speaking about roadmap items, we obviously expecting a lot of announcements during Ignite conference that will be happening in a few weeks. We encourage everyone to try to stay up to date with those announcements. If you don't have time, we'll bring those announcements probably in our January Copilot Newsroom, because our next Copilot Newsroom at the beginning of December probably will not be able to get all the Ignite announcement in, but we'll work tirelessly to get them in January. And with that, I'm going to turn over to Kellen.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, just kind of building off of that. Again, we won't have time to digest all of the Microsoft updates right after Ignite, so expect those to come through in January. Awesome. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and take back control. Thank you all so much for being here. If you have any questions, please let us know. I only saw one that came through in the chat from Alyssa. Where can I access the recording and presentation after the meeting? We will plan to send this out via LinkedIn and YouTube with a polished version so you can view and share this out later with your teams. But again, coming right up on time, thank you all so much for attending today. Our next session will be on December 3rd. And it looks like my little person bubble is out of place there, but that's okay. Please remember to save your seat at the next event. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you all so much.